If you are new to the channel, then subscribe the channel and press the bell icon for further notification. Okay student, welcome to lecture 32. So as we are discussing about the percentage bias differential relay, so if we continue with this one, this is your operating torque it was restraining torque, and it is due to the spring constant. Now if you see, if I treat it y and if I treat it x, then it is y equal to mx plus c. How does this famous format look like? You can recall your straight line, the y equal to mx plus c. How does it look? This looks like a straight line, this. Where this m is here, what is m? M is here k, and m can be changed. You can change this m this side or this side depending on the value of the k. What is k? K is nr by n0. You can see from that derivation only you can find it is nr by n0. So nr by n0 you can easily change, that is the number of turns. So if you change this one, this slope is going to change. And when it will trip, if it is a greater than or equal to, if it is equal to means on the verge, if it is greater than, then it will trip. So greater than means if it is your spill current is here, if this is my y, this is my x, so spill current is in this axis. So if it is greater than means here this side will be your trip zone, if your y is greater than x, and this side will be your restraint zone. So you can see this drawing here. Say this is the drawing, forget about now internal fault. If you see the drawing here, if I plot the axis, so here you can see this is your spill current, the thing that we have to consider y, and this is your throw fault current, the thing that we have considered x. So here is the line y equal to mx plus c, where the slope you can change. And you remember this was your plug setting, so you set for this much current, anything above this current will trip. And you recall your external fault characteristic, because your external fault keeps on increasing. If it increases, then your spill current also increases. So in simple differential relay, this was the maximum fault differential protection. This was the, in simple differential protection, this was the maximum external fault beyond which it was maloperating. But here you can see, this side is your trip zone and this is restraining, where it is crossing this side. So you can see your maximum external fault current has been increased. As it is increased, your stability ratio is increased. So now for a larger external fault current, it will not trip. That was larger than your in case of a simple differential relay. So my limit of external fault current for which it will not trip has been extended, it has been lengthened. So which was the benefit for us. So you forget about the internal fault, this line you for time being you forget, I am coming to that. So here we have drawn for k equal to 25% means slope is 0.25. So what does this percent means? If you see the percent, k is 25% means it is 25% of, you can think this one, k is 25% means your spill current is 25% of throw fault current. So you are giving some percentage, 0.25 means your spill current is equal to 0.25 of your throw fault, external fault current. That means you are giving some percentage of external fault current as a operating torque, which is, that's why it is known as percentage bias differential protection. That's why the name came. Now one question, okay, let us go through this. The relay will trip for external fault current if the spill current is greater than a definite percent of throw fault current. You can see your spill current is greater than equal to 0.25 of that throw fault current. This was I1, spill current was I1 minus I2, you can see that equation. So if it is greater than this much percentage of your fault current, then only it will trip. That's why it is known as percentage bias differential relay. So the stability review, you can see it is improved by significantly, it is improved by a major amount. Now here also you can see how much then your k should increase. As you are increasing this line, if you increase it this here, then the limit is also increased. You can see the maximum fault current is also increased. So one can think of increasing it as much as they can, so that this touching goes at infinite, very far. But how much you can go? So there is a limit. That's why this line came. So now if you want to see the limit, now let us see. Now we have drawn some circuit for throw fault current. Now let us see how does it will behave in internal fault current characteristics. If there is a fault in inside, then how your percentage bias differential protection will work. From that you can guess the answer of K. Now let us consider for internal fault. What is your internal fault? If it is internal fault, then it is assumed to be that I2 is 0, because all the currents will be flowing through this here only. This is I1. So very minimum current will flow through this, and this current we can neglect because fault this is 0, because your fault current is the maximum. It is severe current. So with comparison to your IF, you can neglect I2 is equal to 0. So if your I2 becomes 0, then that spill current, that is your y-axis, becomes only I1, and your x-axis becomes circulating current becomes, because your I2 is 0, I1 by 2. So when it will trip? It will trip your when your operating torque is greater than equal to your restraining torque. So you can see it will trip when I1 is greater than equal to this one. So if your I1 get cancelled, then it will how it will look like then? So if you come from this equation, I1 get cancels and 2 will be greater than equal to K, or K will be less than equal to 2. So what is the maximum value of K? It can go up to 2 only. So it cannot go beyond 200%. So we cannot have a percentile differential protection which percentage is 200% or more. So this is the maximum value of this one. So you can see this equation is nothing but a y equal to mx only. Y equal to mx with a slope of maximum slope of 2. If I draw that, so that is the internal fault characteristics we have drawn here. So this is y equal to mx line passing through your origin. This is internal fault characteristic which is slope of 200%. So for internal fault, 200% is the boundary line. If you see, if it is more than that, then it will be, then if there is an internal fault, then this one will be, I1 will be much more than this one. So your y will be much more than x. That means what will be your trip operating zone for internal fault? So internal fault occurs here, if your y is more than above this line. But you have to cut here also. So because this is your fault minimum point, this is your internal fault characteristics, you can say. So these two cuts here. So this is the minimum fault. Let me zoom it here. You can see this line starts from here and your plug setting is here. So up to this much it will not trip. So this is the minimum fault current for which the relay will trip. So your internal trip starts from here. This is the zone of internal fault. Here somewhere internal fault will occur in that zone. So your straight line cannot go here. So if you bring your straight line here, if you bring it here, then some portion will trip, some portion will not trip. So some of the internal fault will not trip. So your K cannot go beyond this line. So that's why maximum value of K is 2. You can correlate with figure also, with normal geometry also. So if it is done, so how much maximum value we have seen? Okay. Now if you see the block diagram of this percentage bias differential relay, you can see this is the restraining coil. The coil numbering is also interesting. You can see it is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Why it is numbering in this fashion? You can correlate now. Suppose your current will come through this and go through this. This was the diagram. You can see this was your I2, this was your I1. So if it is located here 3, then it should be located here 3. If this tip you are giving at 3, then it should giving us 3. Why? Because it was NR by 2, both are equal. So if this current get 3 coil, 1 coil, 2 coil and 3 coil, then passes through this. So returning also it should get 1 coil, 2 coil and 3 coil and then return. So that's why 3 is marked here. You can see similarly if it is a 2 is also marked there. 2 is already connected. So these are plugs. You can open it and you can insert it. So if you go through 2, then 1 turn, then 2 turn, then it is going through this. Second turn is also done. So here also it should take 2 turn, 1 turn, 2 turn you can take. Now you can think for 1 also same. If I connect 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, so both will give 1 turn and then 1 turn and then 1 turn. So what is the need? You can think what is the need of this. And is it not problematic? No, it is not problematic, because it is coming 1 here, then it will obviously go this side, because here much more impedance it will see 4 impedance, so current will not go there, current will take shortest path. And in case of your 2 also, but 3 also, it will be same. If it is connected at 3 also, then also it will come here and it will see one path and it will see another path where it is 3 also. Here also it is 3, so both are same. So you can think of current will go through either this way. In 2-2 it will be obviously going all the currents through this. In 3-3 there may be a diversion of currents, half will go through this, half will go through this, but in any way total current, I1 current will flow through this, I1 I2 current will be flowing through this coil. But what is the need of this? If you are not giving this, then when you are opening for plug setting, suppose you are opening these plugs to set, so for that particular instance there will be no connectivity here. So that means you cannot do it online, you have to do it offline. You have to take out your differential protection out of this scheme, then you have to connect these plugs, so which you don't desire. To connect it online, if it is there, then always there is a path, always there is a continuity, so that's why it is given there. So this is the block diagram of this percentage bias differential scheme. So next day we will be solving a numerical on differential protection on transformer. That's all for today. If you liked the video, then press the like button and please give your valuable comments in the comment section.